Coach Lee, co-owner with TTT Tell the Truth Boxing Pod. Listen, this is about Tank versus Gary Russell Jr. I was watching Gary Russell Jr.'s podcast a couple of days ago. And it was very, very intriguing to hear, how the host is saying to Gary Russell, well, Tank will stomp you. He'll stop you. And Gary Russell was like, what if he could do that, then why didn't he fight me yet? And that's the question, okay? Who do you favor between Gary Russell Jr. and Tank Davis? And I'll tell you this, although Tank is very explosive, very powerful, was one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the sport of boxing, I'm favoring Gary Russell. Gary Russell, to me, and as he was saying in the podcast, is a real fighter. And when I say a real fighter, I mean a real fighter, put a blindfold on and say, who's next? They duck, no smoke. We don't duck, we don't pick and choose, dodge, this and that. We fight the best who thinks they're the best from either above or below in their from their weight class. With that being said, we got the Russell family as a whole in boxing is bar none in boxing. Gary Russell is one of the longest reigning champions of all time in the sport of boxing. And although he had a loss against Lomo, you could have edged that, and he had that loss against pretty much a robbery against the other fighter. I forget the guy's name. He had one arm in that fight. Gary Russell is a fighter that brings it. He's very intelligent in the ring. He got power. He got a lot of speed. Probably one of the fastest guys in boxing. And he's a southpaw as well. And he is a student of the game. Although Davis is a power puncher, fast and elusive, Tank does not throw volume like Gary Russell. Gary Russell throws more volume. Gary Russell controls more range. I think Tank will get taken to school and battered in that fight, and probably lose that fight, but by a large margin. And that's just me, predicting fights. You gotta look at Antoine Russell, Gary Russell's younger brother, who beat Jaron Ennis once in the amateurs, maybe twice in the amateurs. All right, we know who Ennis is. Ennis is, bar none, probably the top 5 pound-for-pound fighter in the world right now. And if he beat him in the amateurs, you know how good he is. And then, although he suffered a loss when he wasn't focused, he came back and beat stopped Ryle. Well, he beat him, took his belt. With that being said, I favor Antoine Russell to be one of the best at 140. I favor Gary Russell to be the best right now at 135. And although we want to see Shakur versus Tank the most, Shakur versus Tank or Gary Russell versus Tank, I think Gary Russell will put more damage and do more damage with power and speed. My opinion. This is Coach Lee from TTT Tell the Truth Boxing Pod.